Okay, time for another 6.5 Grendel video. As you can see, I've got a bunch of powder here. I've got 70 pieces of new brass left that hasn't been fired. And honestly, before I get into any, hardcore load development, I'd like to fire all this brass just to get it, formed out and to its final case capacity before I go working up any loads. So, and plus that gives 70 more rounds to break in the gun, make sure we're operating okay. So I think I just grabbed 7 different powders that I haven't tried yet, and I'm just going to try 10 rounds of each. Just going to pick a kind of a random load up 10 rounds of each, and just go out, have some fun. I don't know that the data will be all that useful, but it'll be neat to see. It'll also give me some baseline velocity numbers for each of the powders to know kind of where I'm working from. And also, if you remember, we kind of went to a shorter overall length because we were matching the Hornady ammo. I'm going to go ahead and stretch that out a little bit. What did I pick? Yeah, I'm going to take it out, a little closer to magazine length at 2.250. Once I seat some bullets, I'll check, make sure it's going to chamber okay and fit in the magazines okay and all that sort of crap. But I haven't found out how long I can load it, like where the lands are at. So I kind of need to do that. I may do that here while I'm loading up this ammo, or maybe not. I don't know. It's mainly just load up some ammo so I can get to the range and play with my gun a little bit more. One thing I did find out after the extractor fix, and I was looking at some of this brass, and I'm still getting a little bit of a, like, just kind of some marks there on the rim of the case from the extractor. I'm also getting some scratches up on the neck, to where, as it's extracting, it's dragging across the barrel extension, but I'm not too worried about that. They're very, very shallow, and I'm not too freaked out about it. But the extractor stuff, I'm thinking I just need to, I went ahead and pulled the bolt apart again. The extractor where we had kind of rounded off the edges, they're still a little bit sharp right there, kind of on the inside. I think that's where it's kind of hitting the, digging into to the rim a little bit. So I'm just going to polish that up just a little bit. I won't go crazy and give you a close-up video or anything like that of my Dremel work like I did last time, but because it's just going to be minor. Just going to touch those 2 edges one more time just to make them a little bit less sharp. So that's kind of what's going on. Let me get situated, and yeah, we'll get started. Yeah, so I'm getting these things sized. So for my first loading, I really kind of found that there's not much work going on here resizing this new brass. So I'm not even lubing it, and I haven't had any that even came close to feeling sticky. There's residual lube still in the dye and all that sort of crap, so it's not completely dry. But yeah, this is going off no problem. So I didn't really cover all the different powders I'm going to do. Let's see, what is it? H335 Ramshot Tack, BLC2. You can't even see where yeah, there we go. Varget, IMR 4895, Reloader 15, and AR Comp. Those are the ones I'm going to try. Been able to find published data for everything except AR Comp, but there's a lot of people out there shooting it, so I'm just going to go buy some numbers from the forums and whatnot. Shouldn't be bad. And this, it's almost kind of like 300 blackout. Most of the max charges are compressed loads, so seems like a lot of powders you end up running out of case capacity before you hit pressure issues. So no big deal. So I'm going to get these guys, finish getting these guys resized, and then probably give the necks a quick chamfer, and we'll be ready for primers. Alright, just getting primers in these guys. Did I mention earlier, yeah, I'm just going to skip over a lot of the reloading in this one, because I'm kind of in a hurry, and I don't know, I'm feeling boring today, even more boring than usual. So if you can imagine how boring my normal reloading videos are, this one would be even more boring. But yeah, see, a perfect example. I got nothing to say tonight for some reason. I don't know. I'm just kind of feeling that way. But as soon as I get these primed up, then I'll be ready for powder, which is going to be a bit tedious, I think, probably. You know, switching from powder to powder and all that crap, but that's alright. So I'll turn the camera back on when I get lonely. Almost done here. Last charge of AR comp, which is the last powder. Here we have it. This didn't go too slow. Looking forward to seeing how all these shoot. A couple like memos to myself. So yeah, I'm using one of my MTM boxes for 308, and yeah, these don't fit very well. I've already complained enough about that in previous videos, but I did come across the fact that Frankfurt Arsenal has apparently a box that fits 6.5 Grendel really well. So a note to myself while I'm editing this video, go ahead and order those boxes. The other thing I need to do is go ahead and get that get the insert for my bullet comparator. I need to get that on order as well, and I have it. Okay, that is it. 70 rounds ready for the range. Should be fun. So yeah, let's do that then. Okay, so it's a rainy and gross day at the range. Love it. A little bit of wind from behind, a little bit of misty rain. Temps in the 40s. So yeah, perfect shooting weather, right? Today we are shooting out at the 200-yard line. For better or worse. I don't know if yeah, there's us. The problem might be getting on paper here in the beginning. As you can see, we got 1-inch dots on the target, so I don't know how far off we're going to be. I did move the scope base back a couple notches, trying to get my eye relief just right, and so yeah, that's what we'll do. And I think I'm going to shoot these round robin style. Remember, we got 70 rounds, right? 7 different loads, 10 shots each. So we're going to shoot 10-shot groups, assuming these first ones are on paper. But I think I'm going to do it round robin style, and hopefully I can keep remembering to load the magazine correctly, right? 7th row goes in first, First row goes in last. So let's just kick things off, shoot these first 1 or 2 shots, and see if we're on the paper and need to tweak our scope a touch. So I do have my magneto speed chronograph here, and the round robin style is going to make the velocity data a little hard to track, but that's okay. That is okay. We'll clean all that up when we get home on a spreadsheet. Alright, first powder is H335, which should be one of the slowest ones. So we'll see if it's on paper. Yeah, that's it just high. Okay, so and that was only 2,200 feet per second, 2206. So the next powder is Ramshot Tack. Let's see where it prints. Is that just a little left and low, below my writing? Alright, let's just shoot the rest of them and then we'll go see what the hell's going on. Alright, so I think we're all on the paper. Okay, all that brass looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and run the second magazine. Everything's ejecting nice and healthy. Brass looks okay. I'm still getting that kind of jacked up spot on the rim a little bit, but that's all right. We can live with that. Round 3, here we go. Alright, round 4, fight. So yeah, here at the halfway mark, I've been contemplating whether I should clean a little bit, you know, run a couple patches down the bore, but I don't think I'm going to. I think we'll just run this thing into, run it into the dirt here and see what happens. So, all right. Number 6. That may have been a bad shot. I wasn't really set. It just kind of felt weird. All right, I'd say she's broken in now. Ran really well. All right, let's go see if the rain killed my camera. Okay guys, I realize this has got to be in the running for like the worst YouTube video of all time. A little bit confusing, the target ended up just being a mess, that's okay. Consider just not even uploading it, but I'm going to do it anyway. Because once I got home, started editing the video, and started I plotted all the shots and whatnot, and figured out the velocity data, and it's pretty fascinating. And even this, you know, this target full of basically bad ammo still can teach us a few things. A couple things. I didn't really mean to do it that way, but as we shot up the target, you know, top row and then bottom row, it was going slowest to fastest as far as velocity goes. Not that that really honestly matters that much. These were truly just numbers I pulled out of nowhere. These weren't recommended loads. This was just like crack open the manual and pick a safe number. So it doesn't surprise me that we didn't get awesome performance, but I was hoping maybe we'd hit one or two that really shot well. And I think AR comp, 27 grains of AR comp is going to fall into that category. That is pretty darn good shooting. That is really good shooting. You know, they had that one little bastard out there that kind of ruined everything, but the So after I plotted the shots, you see the ones in red are the first 5, and the ones in yellow are the second 5. So, and the main reason I wanted to do that was to see if there was any effect on fouling. Right, this is 70 shots through the gun. This is as dirty as I'll ever want to get the gun. You know, like the gun needs cleaned at this point, you would think. And I wanted to see whether there was a performance degradation, and there clearly was not. So that's a huge bonus, right? I don't have to worry about frickin' cleaning this stupid gun every 10 shots or anything like that. You know, I can shoot it and even work up loads with it dirty, and you know that what I'm seeing on the 50th shot is probably what I would have seen on the 5th shot. So that's one thing I definitely learned here. The velocity numbers on that, like standard deviation of 6, extreme spread of 18 on that AR comp, man, those are outstanding numbers. Really, really good numbers. So, you know, AR comp has got to be one of the powders that I that I start out with here, and that velocity is not bad, right? Up to I had read several places that AR comp just wasn't quite able to get the velocity that like 8208 XBR gets and some of the other powders, but I mean that's almost 2,500 feet per second, and there's still some case capacity left. So, you know, I'm not looking to shoot super hot loads through this gun anyway, but you know, yeah, looks like I could get that certainly to 2,500 feet per second, which isn't awful. The other thing, which, well, I didn't really cover, since I didn't really, you know, cover the reloading part of this very much, was AR comp had the most case fill out of all of these powders. If it wasn't at 100%, you know, and starting to compress, it was pretty close. So that's usually where you find a good load, right? That's one of the spots you want to look at, is right there at complete case capacity, as long as the powder allows for it, and that's what we get. A lot of these others had a little room left in the case and didn't really shoot well, but you know, it is what it is. So the worst of the bunch, I mean, this still isn't completely awful. The worst of the bunch was H335, and that ended up being right about 2 MOA, 1.9 MOA, about a 4-inch group. This was all 200 yards. So, and both the first 5 and the second 5 were pretty crappy. First 5, 1.7 MOA, second 5, 1.5. Ramshot tack, you know, whatever. Varget wasn't bad, right? That's not bad shooting. Yeah, it wasn't terrible. The total was 1.2 MOA, first 5 was 0.9, second 5 1.9. Same thing, Reloader 15 wasn't awful. Like, you know, none of these are awesome, but none of them are awful. Total 1.5 MOA, first 5 1.1, second 5 1.3. So Reloader 15 and Varget seem to have, I don't know, accuracy potential, we might call it, but I mean, honestly, all of these probably have accuracy potential if we want to take the time to work up the load, but BLC2 was a little bit gnarly. But that's that one shot that I called bad. I may have even edited it out of the video. But yeah, that was a called bad shot. If you take that one away, it doesn't look quite so bad, but you know, here on this channel we don't take shots away, right? If we shoot it, we take responsibility for it. So that's what it is. So the other thing I learned was I went back to the manuals and checked to see the my observed velocity, to see how it matched up with what was in the manual. It was reasonably close. H335, this is actually faster than what the book said it was going to be, and then most of these others were just barely a touch slower. But it was in the ballpark of at least the Hornady manual. So that's it. I had fun. The gun's broken in. all the brasses, you know, been shot and performed okay. So the next video is going to be, we're going to start some real load development. Probably stick with the 123 grain AMAXs. Probably do 8208 XBR or benchmark or AR comp. You know, this has kind of got me curious about how good AR comp's going to do. So maybe AR comp, and I've got a freaking 8-pound jug of AR comp sitting there. I've been wondering what I was going to do with. So this is actually going to work out good. And I think I might do, well, the problem is this video is so bad nobody's going to be watching this far anyway, but I'm going to talk to myself anyway. I think what I'm going to do is try some of these load development techniques that you read about, right? My normal, just load it up, shoot some groups, and keep narrowing it down until you find what you're looking for. It's kind of like a, it's pretty close to the optimal charge weight method, if you've seen OCW. But I think what I might do is read up to kind of the original write-up on OCW, and we'll follow that exactly and see what we get. And then also read the write-up for ladder testing and follow that exactly. Ladder testing is a little bit better if you've got super long range available. You know, if we had 1,000 yards, it would probably be better for us, but you know, the most we've got available to us is 400 yards right now. But it's supposed to be okay. Like, as long as you got 300 is the minimum they recommend. So we could do, so we're going to try ladder testing at 400 and see what that gives us. And I think we'll do both techniques with the exact same components. Probably load the rounds at the exact same time just to take all the variables out of the way and see whether they agree with one another. I think that would be interesting, and by God, it ought to point to a good load, you'd think, in the end. So that's it. Let's wrap this one up. See you guys next time.